Well, for more, let's cross to Guardian's Washington Bureau Chief David Smith, who's standing by for us. David, what more can you tell us then about the latest outcome?
Well, yeah, this is a big sigh of relief for Mike Johnson. He's squeaked through after all, and it was actually in the end on the first vote. At first, there was that problem of three Republican holdouts, but it was never actually gavelled out while the first vote was still in progress. Negotiations were held on the floor of the House of Representatives, and two Republicans in particular, Ralph Norman of South Carolina, Keith Self of Texas, agreed in the end to back Mike Johnson. There's some U.S. media reports that Donald Trump himself may have got involved and placed a phone call or two there. And so still on the first vote, those were switched, and Johnson is through with the 218 he needs for a majority to be re-elected as Speaker. So, in the end, it was only a brief Republican revolt. In the old days, that would still have been very significant. Judging by more recent history, where we've seen speakers ousted, we've seen 15 rounds of voting and so on. This actually counts as a pretty good day for Mike Johnson. He will feel in a very divided party with a now majority. He actually did quite well to make it through there, and now we'll proceed on to the Republican agenda in the 119th Congress.
And could you elaborate a bit on who Mike Johnson is and his relationship to Donald Trump, and what this means now essentially for Republicans going forward?
Yeah, Johnson is a bit of an accidental speaker. He took that post just over a year ago after all the turmoil of Kevin McCarthy needing 15 rounds of voting and then getting ousted a few months later. There were weeks when there was no speaker at all, and Republicans were really in disarray, and they settled on Mike Johnson as a compromise candidate. He was a fairly low-profile figure. He's a lawyer from Louisiana, a hardline conservative. In the past, he supported a national abortion ban, for example. Some have described him as the first really pro-Trump speaker in terms of total loyalty. He backed Trump in the first impeachment case. He supported Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. They appear to speak regularly. And just a few days ago, Trump again endorsed Mike Johnson for Speaker, despite some dispute last month over a spending bill. So I think it's a good day for Johnson, and also a good day for Trump as he prepares to take office as president. There is at least here a facade of unity in the Republican Party, but at the same time, I do think that brief revolt today points to potential further dissent to come. It's not going to be completely plain sailing, and we've seen that in other areas with Donald Trump's alliance with Elon Musk and the divisions that has stoked in the Republican Party.